My name is Lockie Thomas and welcome to my YouTube channel where we are going to be taking a look at all things environmental sustainability. I spent the first few years of my life growing up on my family's property where I would play amongst huge piles of fallen oak leaves, learn from my grandparents about gardening and of the star constellations from my mother. Nowadays, I love surfing, bushwalking, kayaking, and any other activity that gets me out of the city and into Mother Nature where I feel most at home. Over time, my passion for the natural world has formed into an intense interest in environmental sustainability. I know I'm not alone when I say that it's really hard to have a love for Mother Nature and not be deeply concerned about global warming, climate change, and the effects that they are going to have on the human race. Recently, I've been reading books such as The Sixth Extinction and The Uninhabitable Earth, which have really opened my eyes as to the urgency with which we have to act upon climate change. Cyclones, floods, wildfires, extreme temperatures, and other natural disasters threaten our ability to enjoy the natural world as we have in the past. I want to enjoy nature for the rest of my life and be able to have my children and their children do exactly the same thing. That's why I'm starting this YouTube channel. I want to feature individuals and businesses who are making really positive environmental change. I believe that the power of change lies not just with governments, but with people. We all have the ability to make changes either large or small, which will contribute to a healthier planet in the future. I am by no means perfect when it comes to sustainability. It's really hard to be in the modern world. But through these videos, I hope to learn as much as I can and pass as much as possible on to you guys. With all of that said, let's get onto our first topic, which is how we can better dispose of our organic waste and send less of it to landfill. Organic matter and organic waste is anything that is biodegradable, which has come from a plant or animal source. Examples of organic matter are food scraps, coffee grounds, and garden waste. Currently in Melbourne, which is the Australian city that I live in, the vast majority of personal and business organic waste is sent to the bane of humanity's existence, which is landfill. We want to avoid sending organic matter to landfill for two main reasons. Firstly, when organic matter is buried en masse in landfill, it breaks down anaerobically and releases methane, which is a greenhouse gas many times more potent than carbon dioxide in its globe warming capabilities. Secondly, organic matter, especially food scraps, contain precious vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, which should in actual fact be returned to soils to improve their fertility. So we know that sending organic matter to landfill is really bad news, but what can we do about it? There are many methods by which we can better dispose of our organic waste. The best one for you really and truly depends upon where you live and whether or not you have access to garden space. In this video, which is the first of a two-part series, we are going to take a look at home composting. In the second video, we'll take a look at some solutions for people who perhaps live in a townhouse or an apartment like myself, who don't have access to garden space to run a compost bin. I'm going to visit my friend Rob and his kids Ollie and Sophie, who have recently started a compost bin in their backyard. They're going to show us exactly what they've been doing and how it's been benefiting their veggie garden.
This is me, my dad and my sister, Sophie, and we've been doing some composting down at the veggie patch.
Food scraps in the bin releases methane in landfill. We're running out of space for landfill. It's creating other issues such as global warming. If you remove them from the bin and use them in your veggie garden, it repurposes the food and creates a nutrient-dense soil.
We grind the veggies up in the Vitamix, then we put them in a container, then at the end of the day we put them in one of our two compost bins. Over
time, the microbes within the bin, in addition to worms that have naturally formed in there, essentially combine together and break the soil, or break the green and the brown waste down into soil. We planted some corn in the existing garden bed. With our tomatoes, we reconditioned the soil with some new soil, as well as adding some fresh compost, and the difference is incredible. The corn has not actually grown at all, it's just remained dormant, and the tomatoes are completely flourishing.
The composting has made our veggies grow faster and it's made them delicious. I once tried them for breakfast with poached eggs. We've been growing tomatoes, capsicum, chilli and eggplant.
Thank you very much to Rob, Ollie and Sophie for showing us their new compost bin and how it's been improving their veggie garden. If you'd like to start a compost bin at home, head to your local garden centre and there'll no doubt be a number of sizes and shapes and colours to choose from. It's also worth noting that you don't have to buy a compost bin in order to compost. Mother Nature has been very effectively biodegrading and composting for millions of years out in the wilderness without a plastic compost bin. Many people simply create a compost pile in their garden rather than using a bin, but if you want to keep things neat and compact, then a bin is a great way to go. Composting at home is a fantastic way to improve your garden or veggie patch's output and also reduce the amount of organic matter that we are sending to landfill. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to see part 2 of this video series and any future videos that I put out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And in the comment section below, I'd love to hear how you're taking steps to reduce the amount of organic matter that you're sending to landfill and hear any composting stories that you might have. I'll always be on the lookout for new topics to cover in these videos. So if you have a suggestion, feel free to message me on Instagram or put it in the comments below. I'll leave some links to my social media channels and also to some of the books that I mentioned earlier in this video in the description below. I'll see you next time.